So something really cool happened at work today. I had this customer come in, and I had a very long conversation with this customer. Halfway through the conversation, she accidentally misgendered me. This is the kind of thing that usually it's in the middle of a conversation. There's no time to correct. There's no time to react. It just happens, and then the conversation moves forward. And that's A-okay. But today, she realized her mistake. She acknowledged it. She said she was sorry. She referred to me as she. And then the conversation just continued forward. The whole event took less than 2 seconds. And I really think this is exactly how this whole thing should go. I really do. Don't make a big deal out of it. I'm sorry. She. And then we move on.
She's a man.
I'm sorry, but I gotta call bullshit on that story we just heard from that fella in the first clip, and let me tell you why. She, her, and he, him are third-person pronouns that belong to a person being talked about. You don't say that to a person that you're having a conversation with face-to-face, as that fella who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman insinuated. Like, what did the customer go up to him and go, "Hi, she"? That's not how any of this works. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a very crazy Cloud World update to start the week for you guys today. And as usual, we have, very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this big burly individual with she, her pronouns on his jersey is Olivia. Now, Olivia is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and calls himself a transbian. Now, Olivia does look like he was a wrestler in the WWE back in the day, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm sure all of you guessed by now, Olivia does use lesbian dating apps as well as ladies' restrooms.
Look at me, I'm a big fat slob.
Let's keep this party rolling with Genderless Dragon, as he calls himself, and he's always talking about getting his wedding tackle lopped off. It's very bizarre. Roll it.
Right. No, not my eyeballs. My balls. You know, down there, the danglers. Yeah, I had them removed in 2018. It's called an orchiectomy, as I consider myself to be a genderless dragon, and I will at some point get a full penectomy, and I will have no gender, no genitalia to identify my gender. I love that. Yeah. Bye-bye, balls. Bye-bye. It's been nice loving you.
What the f*** was that?
All right, next up we have this fellow with the pink and black hair named Kimmy, who claims to be a demigirl. Roll it.
We're demigirls. Of course I spent the first half of my life convinced I was just bad at being both a man and being trans. We're demigirls. Of course the goatee's staying because it's part of who I am. We're demigirls. Of course, both halves of my life are very stereotypical for the gender they are because I need to feel validated. And we're demigirls. Of course I've gotten good at walking around in heels like this because it's the only size I can find.
Ha! Gay!
So I try to avoid people like this at all costs, because if you happen to bump into one of these people during your daily routine and you try to say something nice, this is what you get. Roll it.
It happened again. I am literally walking back into the dispensary, and this random dude is getting out of his car, and he looks at me, and he's like, "Smile more." And I just go. And then he starts getting grumpy as he walks away. Don't talk to me. Just don't.
What an asshole.
All right, next up we have this person who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman. Roll it.
I work in a restaurant, and I honestly hate waiting on older black men because they are probably the worst when it comes to being like really weird about trans people and gay people. Let me just give you a short list of the things that black men have said to me while I both look and sound like this. Appreciate that, daddy-o. Oh, this looks delicious. Appreciate that, my man. Excuse me, young man. Young man! Dude, I have visible boobs. Just calling me like sir would be weird, but calling me like daddy-o and young man, I feel like you're just going for a homophobic style point. Do you know how out of your way you have to go to call me young man?
What did you say? What the f did you just say?
I honestly hate waiting on older black men because they are probably the worst when it comes to being like really weird about trans people and gay people.
In your circle, I'm sure you got all kinds of gays and trans whatevers of all stripes, but not where I come from.
All right, next up we have this lovely lady who is a civics teacher, interestingly enough. Now, she seems to be having a problem understanding the Constitution, specifically the Second Amendment. The comment says, "The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Roll it.
Where the does it say that you have the right to an AR-15 in the Second Amendment? Go ahead, show me. I'll wait. I'm a whole ass civics teacher, and I've never seen the word AR-15 mentioned in the Constitution. Go ahead, show us.
What a bitch.
Now, let me just make this clear for anyone like that civics teacher we just heard from who doesn't seem to understand. The Constitution, including the Second Amendment, doesn't give us rights to do anything. The Constitution, including the Second Amendment, was written to keep the government from infringing upon our rights. Anyway, next up we have this person who I don't think really likes the Constitution all that much anyway. Roll it.
Can I just be honest? I hate America! I hate capitalism! I hate the housing crisis! I hate landlords! And I don't want to work ever again!
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
All right, next up we're going to hear from this person who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and has a whole list of self-proclaimed mental illnesses that he's going to tell us about. Roll it.
It is day 154 of the hormone replacement therapy, and I find it so weird to be learning to relate to the world around me, seemingly for the first time at age 39. So, y'all probably know, I hope you know by now, I'm a trans woman. If not, hi, I'm Callie, I'm a trans woman. But I also have a fun mix of like neurodivergencies and like mental illness, right? So over the last 3 years, I have really advocated for myself. I've worked with my medical team, met with, psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever. And I have, I've discovered that I have bipolar 2. I also have ADHD and autism. Granted, they said it's mild autism, that is autism without major dysfunction.
You fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Hey, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsors of today's video. While I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. Now, this is just a brief slideshow of this beautiful transition of this fella from man to trans woman. So there's that. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by, we have 3 sponsors today. John D'Arcangelo, Patricia Howen, and Steve Keys. Thank you guys all so much for sponsoring today's video. I really, really appreciate the kind words and support. Once again, today's video sponsors are John D'Arcangelo, Patricia Howen, and Steve Keys. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. As beautiful as this is, I think we've seen enough for today. Get this off the screen, please.
He looks like a fucking loser.
So this next clip kind of reminds me of the very first clip we saw in this video, but the exact opposite, and I personally don't believe either one of them happened. Now this one, unlike the first clip, this is a biological woman that identifies as a trans man, and instead of getting misgendered, this person claims they got gendered correctly. Roll it.
Oh my God, it actually happened. It happened. I was just in the grocery store and I did something wrong in the self-checkout. Like I didn't scan something properly. And the cashier came up and said, "Not like that, sir. Here, let me show you." And then we had a conversation and the sir was not corrected. It was not corrected. I got called sir in public today, like actually by a person who doesn't know me, who had a conversation with me. This might actually be one of the happiest days of my whole life, which if you are not trans, you may not understand why this is so wonderful, but I've been waiting a long time for this. It feels really good.
You know, a long time ago, being crazy meant something. Nowadays, everybody's crazy.
All right, next up we have this clip which takes place at a women's march. Now, the person with the microphone goes around and asks a bunch of the attendees, what is a woman? Now, it is very, very alarming how many of these people just fall in line with the rest of the hive mind and they cannot answer that one simple question. Roll it.
It's a woman.
I don't think there's an easy definition for what a woman is, as long as she's identifying as a woman.
A woman is anyone who identifies themselves as a woman.
A woman is someone that identifies as a woman.
It's who you identify as. If you identify as a woman and you feel that, like, in your soul and in your mind you're a woman, then that makes you a woman.
Someone who has decided that they feel like a woman.
The complete ability to be fully who I am in whatever space I want to be in.
Being a woman means having the choice to choose what being a woman means to each woman.
What is a woman?
What is a woman or what is a female? What's your question?
What is a woman is the question.
A woman is a gender that's been assigned by society.
How would you describe that gender?
I wouldn't. I'm not a woman.
It doesn't matter what it means to me because I don't identify as a woman. So if someone identifies as a woman, they can tell me what their gender identity means to them.
A woman can describe a woman, right? If somebody says they're a woman, they're a woman. So are you asking me what's a woman or what's a female? What's your question?
What is a woman?
A woman is a woman and a man is a man, right? I mean, I need more. What's your question?
That was the question.
Okay. So the answer is a woman's a woman.
Anybody who identifies as a woman or performs womanhood, is a woman. I believe women and I listen to women when they tell me what womanhood means to them.
So a lot of people have been saying, like, a woman is, what you feel like a woman is. But that's sort of what I'm asking you. Like, what do you feel like a woman is?
I feel like what do I identify as a woman?
Yeah, like what does that mean to you?
I feel like a woman is anybody who has been raised as someone who is feminine.
A woman is feminine.
I think it means like having an empowering feminine side. I think, as Amber had said, it's anybody who defines themselves or wants to present themselves as a woman.
But there's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there. There's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there.
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of former Vice President Joe Biden's publicist, diversity hire Karine Jean-Pierre, blaming the border crisis in Texas once again on Republican Governor Greg Abbott. Now, we all know that it's the Biden administration that rescinded all of the Trump-era policies that were put in place to help out with illegal immigration in the border. And here's a quick recap of that in case you missed it.
And I'd like to understand from you what Trump-era immigration policies have been banned, ended, reversed, and if any investigations are underway by you.
So we have rescinded so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
Wait, whoa! What the
So let's create a crisis at the southern border, and then we'll blame it on Trump. Oh yeah, and Greg Abbott, because it's happening in his state. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Has the president seen that dramatic video of migrants surging past National Guardsmen in Texas and in El Paso?
I mean, look, I have not spoken to the president about that video. What I can say is this. I really truly believe that's a question for, the Republican governor of Texas, right? This is something that he should address, that he should actually speak to. The president has worked with Congress in the Senate, as I just spoke to, about getting an immigration bill done, making sure that we deal with the border challenges that we're now seeing, and you have a governor of Texas who has continued to politicize this.
What did you say?
What I can say is this, I really truly believe that's a question for, the Republican governor of Texas.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
And you ain't black.